What's up, rCasters? Welcome back to the channel where we decode the digital matrix one headline at a time. Today we're diving deep into a story that's less about tech and more about, well, the fate of truth itself. Buckle up, because Mark Zuckerberg just dropped a bombshell that's going to make your newsfeed a whole lot wilder. Meta, the company formerly known as Facebook that holds together Instagram, Threads, and a couple billion people, is ditching its fact-checkers. Yes, you heard that right. The arbiters of truth, the digital guardians against misinformation, the people who put those little "this claim is disputed" tags on your uncle's political rants, they're gone. Poof. Replaced by, wait for it, community notes. Now, if you're a Twitter an X user, you're probably familiar with this system. It's basically like giving everyone in the town square a red pen and letting them mark up the news. Sounds democratic, right? Maybe even a little chaotic? Well, that's because it is. Zuckerberg's spin on this is all about free speech and getting back to Meta's roots. He's painting this picture of a cultural tipping point where apparently people are just clamoring to see more politics on their feeds again. Because, who needs cat videos when you can have a daily dose of political warfare? But here's the thing, rCasters. This isn't just about your Facebook feed. This is about power, influence, and the very real-world consequences of what happens online. This is about a major tech company with unprecedented reach making a decision that could reshape the information landscape, just as a certain someone is making his way back into politics, the former president, Donald Trump. A man not exactly known for his, shall we say, strict adherence to the truth. Coincidence? I think not. And the comments section, as always, is a dumpster fire of digital rage and conspiracy. We've got people calling it the end of truth, the rise of fascism, and the inevitable victory of the lizard people. Someone even suggested that Zuckerberg's penis size is the real story here, to which another user helpfully pointed out that he's probably smooth like a Barbie doll down there, because, of course, that's the level of discourse we're dealing with. But amidst the chaos, there are some genuinely concerning questions being raised. What does it mean when a platform like Meta, which practically is the internet for many people, decides to step back from policing truth? And perhaps most importantly, is this really about free speech, or is it about something else entirely? Something a little more calculated, a little more profitable. Some users are pointing out that maybe, just maybe, this has something to do with a certain orange-hued politician who's not exactly a fan of being fact-checked, and who coincidentally just received a cool $1 million donation from Meta. And let's not forget the appointment of Ultimate Fighting Championships Dana White, a known Trump supporter, to Meta's board. The plot thickens. Oh, and Meta's also moving its trust and safety team from California to Texas. Draw your own conclusions there. Maybe they just really like barbecue? So, rCasters, are we entering a new era of digital Wild West, where truth is subjective and the loudest voice wins? Or is this just another example of big tech doing what it does best, maximizing profits no matter the cost? That's what we're going to unpack today. We'll explore the history of Meta's fact-checking program, the rise of community-driven moderation, and the potential consequences of this seismic shift. We'll also hear from the internet's finest minds, or at least the people who spend way too much time on Reddit. Their insights range from the insightful to the utterly bizarre. And of course, we'll talk about what you can do, because in a world where information is power, being informed is your greatest weapon. All right, let's start at the beginning. Meta's fact-checking program, launched in 2016, was, in theory, a noble effort. Born in the wake of the 2016 U.S. election, an event that, let's just say, raised a few eyebrows about the role of social media in spreading misinformation, the program partnered with over 90 independent fact-checking organizations. These groups, certified by the International Fact-Checking Network and the European Fact-Checking Standards Network, would review content flagged by Meta's algorithms or reported by users. They'd then rate the content false, altered, partly false, you get the idea, and slap a label on it, warning users to proceed with caution. Content deemed false would also be demoted in the newsfeed, making it less likely to spread like digital wildfire. It was a complex system, and not without its flaws. Critics, particularly those on the right, cried foul, accusing the fact-checkers of bias. They claimed that the program unfairly targeted conservative voices, a claim that, well, is a whole other podcast episode in itself. But despite the criticism, the program did, at least in some ways, attempt to address the very real problem of misinformation on social media. It was a recognition that in the age of viral content and algorithmic amplification, platforms like Facebook couldn't just be neutral bystanders. Now, fast forward to today, and that recognition seems to have evaporated. Zuckerberg's announcement signals a complete 180, a return to a more hands-off approach. He's talking about restoring free expression and reducing mistakes. But as one commenter put it, at free speech for one side. Is he wrong? Is there another side to this? What will happen with Meta's policies around immigration and gender that will be eliminated? Will people be allowed to post whatever they want? Elon Musk, the self-proclaimed chief twit and master of online chaos, chimed in with his approval, tweeting a simple yet telling, "This is cool." Of course, Musk's own track record with content moderation on X is, to put it mildly, controversial. Since taking over, he's slashed the platform's trust and safety team, reinstated previously banned accounts, and, some would argue, turned the platform into a haven for misinformation. So Musk's endorsement of Meta's move is hardly surprising. It's like one digital demolition enthusiast high-fiving another. But beyond the Musks of the world, the response has been largely, let's just say, less enthusiastic. The comment sections are ablaze with accusations of meta-caving to political pressure, bowing down to the incoming king, and essentially giving up on any pretense of maintaining a fact-based online environment. One user ominously declared, "This is what fascism taking over a country looks like." A bit dramatic? Maybe. But it reflects a genuine fear that many people have about the erosion of truth in the digital age and its potential consequences for democracy. It is important to mention that there's a substantial amount of users who defend the decision, pointing to the supposed bias of the fact-checkers. The comparisons to X's Community Notes system are also raising eyebrows. While proponents of Community Notes tout its transparency and democratic nature, critics point to its potential for abuse, its vulnerability to brigading and manipulation, and its tendency to devolve into, well, a bit of a meme fest. One commenter sarcastically suggested, "Spread lies about Zuck then." Another helpfully offered up the fabrication that Zuck has a huge penis, to which someone else retorted, "Come on, at least make up believable lies." It's a microcosm of the challenges of community-driven moderation. Sure, it can be effective in debunking obvious falsehoods, but can it really handle the nuances of complex political issues, the subtle distortions, the insidious spread of propaganda? And what about the sheer volume of content on Meta's platforms? We're talking billions of posts, videos, and comments every single day. Can a volunteer army of internet users, no matter how well-intentioned, really keep up? Or will the result be a digital landscape where the loudest, most persistent voices, regardless of their factual accuracy, dominate the conversation? Some users are suggesting a mass exodus from Meta's platforms. Delete Facebook and Instagram, they urge. You will have a much more fulfilling life. And you know what? They might be right. There's a growing body of evidence suggesting that social media, particularly platforms like Facebook, can have a negative impact on mental health, contributing to anxiety, depression, and feelings of isolation. But let's be realistic, rCasters. For many people, Facebook and Instagram are their primary means of staying connected with friends and family. It's where they share life updates, organize events, and, yes, engage in political discourse. Telling people to simply get off Facebook is like telling them to stop breathing. It's just not that simple. Plus, as one commenter pointed out, the boomers won't delete it and they'll continue to vote for 20-plus years. Facebook's aging user base, a demographic that's, shall we say, less likely to embrace radical change, is deeply entrenched in the platform. So, rCasters, we've explored the murky depths of Meta's decision, waded through the digital swamp of online commentary, and now we're faced with the million-dollar question: where do we go from here? Is there a path forward, a way to salvage some semblance of truth and sanity in this increasingly chaotic online world? Some are pinning their hopes on alternative platforms, the so-called digital diaspora, seeking refuge from the algorithmic overlords. Blue Sky instead of Twitter, one user suggests. Telegram or Signal instead of WhatsApp. And hey, maybe there's something to that. Maybe the future of online interaction lies in smaller, more decentralized communities where shared values and genuine connection trump the pursuit of viral engagement. But let's be honest, rCasters, escaping the gravitational pull of big tech is easier said than done. These platforms are deeply embedded in the fabric of modern life, and for many, the convenience and connectivity they offer outweigh the risks. Another commenter brought up Reddit's own struggles with misinformation and the often opaque nature of its moderation system. Reddit's mod system is a lot more decentralized, they point out, though yeah, being on subs like this one is a bad idea. Even the Wild West of Reddit, with its legions of volunteer moderators, isn't immune to the challenges of maintaining a fact-based environment. So maybe the answer isn't about finding the perfect platform, but about changing how we interact with all platforms. Maybe it's about cultivating a healthy dose of skepticism, a willingness to question the information we encounter, regardless of its source. Maybe it is about taking a step back from our screens. As someone greatly said in the comments section, it's time to realize the grass is greener where there's real grass. It's about recognizing that algorithms are designed to keep us engaged, not informed, and that outrage is often more profitable than accuracy. It's about seeking out diverse perspectives, engaging in respectful dialogue, and remembering that the people on the other side of the screen, even the ones we vehemently disagree with, are, in most cases, just human beings trying to make sense of a complex world. And perhaps most importantly, it's about recognizing that the responsibility for maintaining a healthy information ecosystem doesn't just fall on the shoulders of tech companies or fact-checkers or community moderators. It falls on us. Meta's decision to ditch its fact-checking program might be a setback, a step in the wrong direction. It might even be a harbinger of a darker, more disinformation-riddled future. But it doesn't have to be the end of the story. We, the users, the citizens of the internet, still have agency. We still have the power to choose what we consume, what we share, and what we believe. We can demand better from the platforms we use. We can support independent journalism and fact-checking initiatives. And we can cultivate our own critical thinking skills, becoming more discerning consumers of information. It won't be easy. It will require effort, vigilance, and a willingness to step outside of our comfort zones. But the alternative, a world where truth is whatever the algorithm says it is simply too bleak to contemplate. So, rCasters, let's choose to be informed, to be engaged, and to be part of the solution. Let's not let the pursuit of profit or the machinations of power or the chaos of the internet determine the fate of truth. Let's reclaim our digital agency, one informed click at a time. That's it for this episode of rCast. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, stay skeptical, stay informed, and stay human. Until next time, keep questioning everything, especially what you see on your news feed. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the digital abyss, do me a favor and smash that like button. It really helps the channel out. And it tells the algorithm that you're interested in, actual information, not just cat videos and conspiracy theories. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an episode. We've got more deep dives, more insightful commentary, and more Reddit-fueled rants coming your way. We're building a community here at rCast, a community of critical thinkers, digital explorers, and people who aren't afraid to question the narrative. So, join the conversation, leave a comment below, and let me know what you think about Meta's decision. Are you deleting Facebook? Are you embracing the chaos of community notes? Are you preparing for the rise of the lizard people? Whatever your thoughts, share them below. Let's get a dialogue going.